But while it's all going down and while Marcus is missing, what are you being told, Morgan? You were already back at the ranch in Texas?
I was. So when the 28th, I was still at free fall school, and we were 2 days out of graduation. I think 2 days from graduation, and I had not been reached out to from the command. David Goggins, who was with me at jump school, he came in. He came in. He's like, "Hey, there's something happening in Afghanistan. Have you heard anything?" I was like, "No, I haven't." And then the next day, he comes in. He's like, "Hey, there's a helicopter that went down, and there's some SEALs that were killed. Have you heard anything about your brother?" And I was like, "That's exactly what I said to him." I was like, "And I don't feel anything, so he's fine." And
Wow.
we graduated shortly thereafter, and I got in my rental car, and I was headed back to San Diego to get on a flight to go back to Hawaii. There's no cell phone service out in Yuma, and when I got into range, where my phone just started voicemail after voicemail, and the first one was a buddy of ours, and he's like, "Hang up and call me." That's what he said. So I did, and he went into the story of, "Hey, this is what's going down." I was like, "Well, what about bro?" And he's like, "Well, he's MIA, presumed KIA." And that's a 2-hour plus drive from Yuma to San Diego. So that's a pretty long drive by myself. I can't believe I didn't get pulled over. I was doing about 110. And so when I got to the command, they had everybody was there. I mean, everybody knew everything as much as they could know at this particular time. So they rounded me up, and I called the house. And when my father answered the phone, he's like, will I be expecting someone to show up on the doorstep in a uniform? And I was like, "If anybody shows up, Dad, it'll be me." And unfortunately, I had to show up that night. We got there about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, if I remember correctly. And from there, it was.
What was the news at that point? That KIA or MIA? But did they know that Danny and
No,
Murph?
at that particular point, they only knew about the helicopter.
They didn't know we were on the ground.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the problem.
The only one I knew. Yeah, the only one I knew about was the helicopter, and the only individuals that knew about the boots on the ground were, of course, myself and all my teammates that ended up coming out there with me at the ranch and in the community, but not the civilian population per se. And then that started to trickle out.
Well, so for how many days were you at the ranch with your mom and with your neighbors waiting for word?
So the 29th, and we got the word on July 3rd, if I remember correctly. And we had a secured line brought out to the house the day that we showed up, so we could get reports from higher or updates. And it was twice a day. And it was a roller coaster ride, because day into night, and as days went on, more and more. And then they found Mikey, and they found Danny, and I had people coming in telling me, "Hey, look, by myself, they're like, 'Hey, look, the word's out. Brother didn't make it." And the whole time I was like, "Look, my brother's out there. You either y'all send somebody to find him, or I'm gonna go myself." Because I was always trying to get back over there. I was like, "I know I can find my brother. I know exactly where he'll be. I know what he'll be doing." Of course, that didn't work out well. Like, "Now you got to stay here with your family." I was like, "Okay." So, at any given time, there was anywhere from 60 to 300 people at our ranch, and those phone calls were just devastating. And they were good and bad, right? No news is good news is something they kept saying. And then, if I'm fairly certain, it was the morning call, and Master Chief Gothro was out there, and he's the one that would answer the phone. And by this time, there's about 40 SEALs out there, and we would all pile into my father's bedroom, which was little bitty, and shoulder to shoulder. And Master Chief's on the phone. He's like, "Yes, sir. Roger that. Understood. Roger that. Yes, sir." And he dropped his head. And I mean, we lost it, right? We was like, "Oh my God, the worst case scenario." And I'm sitting there staring at him. Everybody was crying around. I was sitting there staring at him, and he gives us a thumbs up.
Oh my God.
And oh yeah, what a son of a bitch.
I know, right? God, I think my mom passed out and everything.
So everybody in the room's crying.
Which this guy's great, though, by the way. God,
oh yeah, no, he's
awesome.
Yeah,
dude,
he's
man.
large. Yeah, we love him to death. I mean, he's just anyhow, my parents came walking in, and then some of my best friends came walking in. They saw everybody else crying. Mom loses it, dad loses it. And they're like, no. They found him. He's rescued. So I mean, I don't remember who it was, walked out to the crowd and said they found him. And I mean, it sounded like the Super Bowl.
Like I could hear it from Afghanistan.
So but the problem with that was all my friends and family were celebrating the fact that we found my brother, but all the SEALs that were out there and all the other, and there were some Marines and Army and everybody just started to come out and spend time with us. We were still very stoic because we're down men, so we huddled up and everybody was celebrating that they found Marcus, but the rest of us were, hey, look, we're still down. So we're praying and we're doing what we need to do to stay on target, if you will. And then it was a few days later that they obviously they found Axe. I don't remember exactly how many.
And that was weeks later, I thought.
It was I don't know if it was
I
2
made
weeks,
it.
but anyways, it was a stretch, and that was really hard because we just we were still trying to get the reports up down until the last man was out. But it was good.
We had to go back in there and get him.
It was good to know that my brother had been rescued.
Can you tell me, Morgan? I read in Marcus's book that you guys saying "God Bless America."
Oh yeah. Oh, so the pastors were coming out. I mean, it was so we had a chaplain that stayed with us from day one. I had a chaplain that flew with me out to the ranch.
Vaughn, right?
Amongst some other folks.
Made Mo.
made him mow 10 acres with a push mower. Anyway,
there's mom for you right there.
So we're very spiritual. Yeah, we're a very spiritual,
Oh,
patriotic family, and my mother was very good about keeping us front sight focused on other things besides what was going on. And yeah, so there was prayers, there was singing, there was a lot going on. Matter of fact, a funny story. I don't know if this has been out. Maybe day 3, my mom's first thing, sun's coming up. She's barking orders at all the team guys, and everyone else that's around is sleeping in the yard, sleeping in their trucks. Y'all boys get up. We got to mend these fences. We got to cut that. We're out here. We're going to put you to work. And she was kind of getting a little aggressive with everybody. And I'm standing on the porch with 4 or 5 of my teammates beside me. And I said, Mama, why don't you calm down a little bit? And she slapped me in the face in front of everybody. Yeah. She's like, I'm your mother. Don't you ever talk to me like that. And I was like, yes, ma'am. The looks on them some bitches' face standing next to me.
I tell you what, dude,
I was 32 years old. Oh, no, I was 29 years old. I was 29 years old.
Combat veteran.
Vet. And she slapped me in front of everybody.
Mom, jerking out in her
Don't
ass
you ever
so
talk to me
fast.
like that. I was like, yes, ma'am. Apologize. And I tell you what, everybody went to work.
Yeah.
But that was her way. She was the rock out there. Well, she never cried except for when she walked in with that phone call. But she was very stern, very stoic, very
Strong.
a matriarch that she kept her mind busy by putting all her other sons to work, if you will.
Yeah.
That's how she looked at everybody. And that boy, they abided by that.
I have to tell you, I love that because this is from your book. It really got me. And you say, immediately, this is after they gave him the good news. Immediately, they raised the flag and the stars and stripes fluttered in the hot breeze. And then the SEALs linked arms with my family and my friends. Oh, I'm getting emotional. And my neighbors, people who they might never see again, but to whom they were now irrevocably joined for all the days of their lives. I was alive. I guess that's all it took. And all these amazing guys with hearts as wide as the Texas prairies burst suddenly into song. God bless America, land that I love. It's such a moment. I don't know, Marcus, when you heard about that.
So they wrote me letters. They would write me letters. And when I was in the hospital, I got to read them. When he was talking about, then you could hear them screaming from Afghanistan, people sleeping in horse trailers. Like 2 of our buddies, all they did was work the barbecue pit, slept in
Gabe and the tallest brother, Jason Tullis.
I just slept in those old school lawn chairs, right? Hot.
Right, hot. It's June in Texas.
June and July. June and July.